Welcome back to our continuing playthrough of Downfall, Conquest of the Third Reich. This will be episode 2. Episode 1, for a recap, was the Soviet First Initiative, and he totally captured Stalingrad, smashing the 6th Army, destroying the 3rd Romanian, and Germany's gonna lose. That's part of the game. Germans are definitely gonna lose this. Sorry, Verabooz. Anyway, since that time, it is time now for the... Let's see if we can spot it here. Western powers. Well, it seems that the first question that the Western side has to ask is what to do about Africa. And I think I've seen somewhere making accounts of people who decided to skip Africa altogether, and of course it created a whole bunch of other problems. I don't know. Anyway, Africans, up here, the Westerns have their first thing here is a recruit, which is very tempting because we have a lot of forces that we need to get on here, and especially in Africa, we only have 2 really effective ones: the 8th British here and the 1st British over here. This one only having 1 pip of armor. So reinforcement, or that's recruit, and the other side is mechanized. We can armor up, increase armor steps and things like that. But so that's tempting. But as always, if I see an opportunity to completely eliminate a force, I'm going to take it. And over here we have the 8th British staring down 1 pip of the 1st Italian. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this little planning thing that in my planning box here, 3 combat ops. The other option is I could instead play that as strategic warfare, and that is something we're generally going to want to pursue. We want to control this as another victory point space for us as we slide this marker down, and it also limits the Mediterranean, the ability of them to reinforce Africa. But, like I said, big old weak force staring us in the face there, so this will be combat. So pop it in here. This will cost us, the Westerners, 6 initiative. 6 initiative from 20 to 26, and he is passing this event marker for him. I'll switch him to pending event. That means the event cards I've shown you earlier from the last episode will be flipped. We will be attacking 1st Italian with the 8th British. Now I do have this card in my hand. However, 4 pips to 1 here. I think this is an easy victory. I think this would be wasted. I think we'll hold on to this card. Let's begin this attack. So the 8th British will start with a inherent strength of 4. There's no flanking attackers. There's no shock unit per armored unit in the snow. Nope. Non-German unit armor in fair. I should point out that in Libya and in Egypt over here, the weather is always fair. So maybe you should move there. The weather's fair. I don't think that's what they had in mind. But per armored, so we have 1, and it is armored. So we're up to 5. 5, yes, there we are. No elite badges, no conscripts. 1 Western combat unit just by the fact that he's a Western unit. Gives him another bonus for 1. Meanwhile, Barrett, the only thing he's get is his 1 strength, and he's in a city for 2. We are rolling on the 4 column. Alright, dice roll modifiers. There is no combat cards. There's no event card bonus. There's no fortress. It's not snow or mud. Air superiority, we do have it. And he has nothing anywhere near that. And in fair weather, remember, that is a +2 to his die roll. Although, I guess to be technical, this is Western power, but he used the right dice. Airdrop, nope. No isolation. Okay, looks like a +2 on the 4 column. All right, the 4 column right here. +2, this die roll. The attack, 7. 8, 9 on the 4 column. 3 hits. Victory at Barat. This is destroyed. And you might be thinking, well, that's not much of a threat. It's only an Italian. It can only go up to 2 strength, but it does have armor. It is capable of receiving armor, and if you did reinforce it, it could theoretically present a threat, but it's a threat no more. Like I said in the last episode, any units destroyed never come back, so any chance to get rid of one is good in my book. And so we're going to go ahead and take over Barat by advancing after attack. So that is our first attack. We have 2 more technically. Now here's the thing. I don't really have an option for that. Let's take a look over here a little more. This is really the only place I have more contact with the enemy. 1st British versus the 5th Panzer. Fortunately, it's elite. It's got 2 more pips. It's in a hill. And I only got 1 pip. It would be absolute suicide, even with bonus cards or anything like that, to attack that. And this is something I'm learning soon, is even though I'm going to end up wasting 2 attacks from that initiative order I gave, it's better than just throwing units away, because yeah, it's a loser for sure. So that is actually going to end the Western initiative. As mentioned earlier, the Western pushing the initiative forward is going to trigger their event, which means all these cards are going to shift over 1, and 1 here. And you'll notice I'm covering up this air support marker. That means the Western powers are indeed going to lose Western support, an air token here. Hold on. So the one only on the map here is this one, so it is going to go away. May come straight back. And while this is in discard, everything visible still counts. So the OKH, or the Eastern Front Germans, are not going to lose their air support there. This comes in, and this is the new event. Urals at Industry, and it really only has one very simple instruction. Soviet reinforcements, we gain an armor step to any of our units that's in supply that can take an armored step. Let's take a look. So I have plenty of armor down in Stalingrad area. I mean, I can always use more. But last game, I kind of noticed up north we really kind of struggled, because all we had were leg infantry and this occasional couple shock troops and things like that. I wonder if I want to beef that up. I was thinking about one here, but just for interest, I think I'm going to do this and have some armor up there in case I want to take a shot at Finland with the Soviets. All right. Yeah, so where's that thing? Now, it can be you can armor anything in its supply. The supply rules are fairly straightforward. These guys are in supply, even though there's enemy zones of control here. As long as there's a friendly unit, we can trace through. So there's absolutely no problem with supplying this unit right here on top of the fort even. Okay, so it'll be 2 flipped over to its... Oh, wait a minute, that one can take armor. Never mind. Yeah, these ones with box... Here, let's see if you can see it. Anytime you have a force that has kind of this little box around the numbers, it can only take infantry. There's nothing on the back of it, so there's that. Okay, so, but let me see what's under here. Same thing. Yeah, I can't. Ooh, okay, fine. I can't reinforce any of this. So I'll go back to my original plan. We'll go something that's a little more northerly. So let's do him. Oops. 2 armor points here. I think that'll help up in this region. And there you have it. All right, and of course we flip over this. Oh, we're gonna have a supply check on everything. It's not. I don't think it's gonna matter much. I don't think anyone's in a position where they'll be out of supply, but you never know. And in fact, it's good to know what's coming up next, and maybe you can arrange something when you're attacking your enemies. What does happen, however, is every faction is going to get a draw card. So let's see what we draw. All right. For instance, for the Soviets, Leningrad front adds a strength point, -1. If defending, you gotta watch these little keywords here. If you're defending, no problem. If attacking any hex north of hex row 37, which is up in the Leningrad area, of course, +1 to the die. Okay. Let's do the OK West. They draw heavy artillery, attacking German, just straight up +2 to the die roll. Won't they like that? Okay. For the OK, and they use the OK West and the OKH have a common deck, so they have the same cards, and they just draw from that. And the West, light tanks with your Axis unit and more die roll modifiers. Nothing too interesting yet. And finally, the Americans, or the Westerners, UK, Canada, and all that. And they draw. Okay, we want this one. Naval dominance. This basically opens up amphibious assaults, which are going to be very handy and pretty soon. So, good to draw that. We look at our initiative track, and it is the OKH gets their first activation, and I am thinking about trying a rescue mission. This could get dramatic here. Almost want to end the video here, and we'll have a cliffhanger. Here's the situation around Stalingrad. We have a trapped unit here, the 4th Romanian, down to 1 pip. And the problem is he cannot retreat. He can't go here because there's a hex bind, enemy zone of control exerted by him. This 51-2870 unit right there, armored unit. He can't go here because of the unit in Stalingrad is preventing him from moving. So he's trapped there. So the question is, can we rescue him? Now, we do have this in the action queue. I could take it, and if we go over to our orders here, let's see if I can get it in the frame real quick without pausing. Yep, there we go, not bad. And we can, with that wild card order, we can pick any order that actually, you can pick any order. So you can repeat orders. Yeah, this HQ, it's called the HQ, headquarters. It allows you to pick any ops. Oh, wait a minute. Any ops. And these are all the ops up to here. Now, this is a rule when I was first playing the game. I made a mistake. I thought you could do like this, and this. You cannot. Only where you're deploying, moving, or attacking. Those are the only things we can do. Now, I'm thinking about a move and attack, or an attack and a move. Let's take a look back at the situation over here. I have this, by the way, I have this deploy, which will let everyone move. You'll notice that these only allow mechanized and armor, and this only allows armor to activate. Now, if we look back at our situation, if I use that attack and move or whatnot, I could bring armor up, like from here, this 1st Panzer. We come up and reinforce. We make an attack on him, and if we can force him to retreat, this guy can advance into the hex. And you can stack up with another, and I can stack one of these guys with him. That would save him. However, that leaves these guys wide open. And if you look at the orders over here, the Soviets also have access to their HQ order. So that means the Soviets could also perform a move and attack. And they could move, surround the 8th Battalion and completely obliterate it. So the question becomes, do we rescue? Or do we try to shore up, leave him to his fate, and just re-shore up our lines and then allow everyone else to escape? I think that is the cliffhanger I am going to leave on this episode. We will find out in the next episode what we decide to do.
All right, until then, thanks for watching.